Hey crafters, welcome to a twist and fold pop-up card tutorial. I'm Charee Filimoehala here at the Graphic 45 office, and I'm excited for you to learn how to create your very own twist and fold pop-up card. You don't need any metal dies to create this. You're just gonna need some gorgeous papers, a bone folder, and a scoreboard, and a paper trimmer. So let's go ahead and show you a little sneak peek into this fabulous twist and fold pop-up card. So cool. So you can see there's 4 little panels. You can put photos or sentiments, quotes, or whatever you want to personalize your own cards. Of course, this is a part of our Club G45 series. This is volume 4 that has been brought to us by the wonderful Shakoor. And of course, along with this tutorial, we have a fabulous interactive mini album as well. So you're going to want to go ahead and do both of these. And to find out how you can become a club member, just check out the details in the description below. Click that link and go ahead and join us. And then let's get started on making our own twist and fold cards. So let me just show you how fabulous this card really is. So from the outside, it's a beautiful and elegant card, really highlighting our new matte pearl gems. But once you open this up, the recipients are just gonna be so excited about this pop-up element. Step 1, you are gonna cut a piece of black cardstock to 10 3/4 by 8 1/2. And then once you have cut it down, I've got it on my scoreboard on the 8 1/2 side, and we are gonna go ahead and score at 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and then again at 4 1/4, and 6 1/4. So far, so good. And then we are gonna rotate this. So it's now on the 10 1/2 side, or 10 3/4 side. And we are going to score again at 3 7/8. And then 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And 6 7/8. And of course, I like to go at least 2 or 3 times on those score lines, really making sure that I'm getting a nice crisp score. Step 3, you are going to cut all 4 of those corners out like so. Now that we've cut our corners out, we are on to step 4, where we are going to cut 1/4 inch and a diagonal off the short flaps. So these are our long flaps, these wings here, and then these top and bottoms are our short flaps. So starting at about 1/4 inch off to the side, I am going to trim this in a diagonal till I get there. So I'll do the same on here as well. Flip that over. Just cutting out some of that bulk. Like that. Step 5, we are going to line up our short sides with our long sides. So that sounds kind of confusing, but so this is our short side, this is our long side, and we want those score lines right in the center, just nicely lined up. And this should be creating a nice little diagonal. So once you have found that perfect center, then you can take your bone folder and go ahead and score a crease on that fold line, and it should be right in the center. So you can see we have the right fold, and now we are going to go and do it on the other side. So we do want to create a cross right in that center area. So you want to match up your score lines to be nice and like right on top of each other on those horizontal lines. Once you have found that, go ahead and take that bone folder and score, crease that edge. So once I open it up, you can see I do have my X on the center. It's slightly off, but I think it'll still work out. So just going over some of those lines again with the bone folder. All right, so now we are going to fold it all in on itself. So we're taking our side short flaps, and those are gonna go into the center. And then we will have something that looks kind of like a house or a bit of an arrow. And so we just kind of want to guide using your your bone folder or your fingernails. Just kind of want to guide our tip while you do that. And then matching everything up nice and even, we can go ahead and take our bone folder and crease it all down. So I just want to keep this nice and aligned like so. Flip it over. There you go. So you can see this is starting to come together. So when it's closed shut, it looks kind of like a house, and when you open it up, those arms are coming out to give you a hug. Step 7, you're going to cut a black piece of cardstock to 3 by 10.5. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and fold that in half, and then with one of those sides, you'll fold that in half again. Using your bone folder, getting those nice and crisp, and then we will flip it over and fold this back again. So it's been folded into 4 pieces, and now we do have a nice little mountain M. All right, so I just realized while putting it all together that this paper that has been cut to 3 inches by 10.5 should actually be the 3 should be 2 3/4 by 10.5. So we're just going to cut off 1/4 of an inch of this strip like so. And trash this piece, and we're good to go. And if you're following along with the step-by-step directions, you are going to need to trim off that 1/4 of an inch as well. So after you've done that, we are cutting 4 of these red floral squares down to 2 1/4 by 2 3/8. And then you are just going to add 1 to each panel. So nice and easy. And do all 4. Step 9, we are going to cut 2 pieces that are going to be 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 from the black floral paper. We are going to be adding this to our mechanism that we have created so far. So just with some adhesive on the back, this is going to get glued down nice and flat on that big flat area, and then we'll take the second one and adhere it down as well. So, you know, like I was saying, this is going to look great with any Graphic 45 paper collection. So now we are going to be adding some liquid glue, and I want to glue this, my top right hand flap, and I want it to be about 3/4 of the way over. You can see I don't have all the adhesive there. And then I'm going to do the same on my bottom left hand flap. So leaving it about 3/4 of the way here unadhered, adding some nice liquid adhesive to those 2 flaps. So the rest is going to stay unadhered. And then I am going to find the center of my red floral, and I'm just going to center this to my card, my mechanism that we've created so far, and let it lay down flat and adhere, and then do the same here. So want to make sure that it's nice and even, and then taking your bone folder, you kind of make sure that that has been adhered. So now everything should be working. Voila. Ah, that's amazing. It feels so good when it's all coming together. All right, for step 10, we are making a card base. So we've cut this piece to 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and we are just gonna simply fold this in half. Line up those edges, take our bone folder and crease. So I am just adhering down my first side like so. And now I will take off my tape off this one and do the same. Now that the adhesive backing has come off, I can just simply close my card base and then use my bone folder to get that down. So there you go. You can see on the reverse side I have a little bit of overhang, so I'm just going to take my scissors and simply trim that off. I love this. Step 11, we are going to cut 2 pieces that are 4 inches by 5 1/4 from the red floral. And then we are going to take a piece of coordinating ribbon. I've got some ivory ribbon, and this is going to go ahead and we'll tie this onto the back side of our card, and we just want to make sure that it's nice and centered. So on the back of my card, I've added just this nice double-sided adhesive. Take that backing off and just mark where my center of my ribbon is. And that is going to go nice and in the center here. And then just burnish that down. And then with one of those red floral panels we cut, this is just going to go get adhered on there. So there is a nice black border all the way around. And then taking my bone folder, just making sure it's really burnishing down, especially over that ribbon, like so. And then now we've got the front of our card. We will take the other red piece that we cut and add it here. Step 13, we've cut a piece of black cardstock to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then taking your corner rounder, we're gonna round those corners. And you can see I wasn't paying very good attention while I was rounding that second corner, so it does need to just be trimmed just a bit to make that work. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this down. So that's been added to the mat. We are going to use some of these scrapbook adhesive 3D foam squares. I'm using the large ones here and just popping those on the back. You gotta love how easy these are to use. The backs come off easily. They're black, which, you know, with Graphic 45 we love because so many of our collections need a black foam adhesive so you can't see it when you're popping stuff up. And then this is going to adhere just right down, nice and centered onto the front of our card. And then using the Graphic 45 matte pearl gems, we are going to just add a little bit of embellishment to the bottom of our ephemera cards. So I'm using our medium gems and just lining those up nicely in a row. Like so, and now I'll just push those down, make sure they're getting adhered where I want. Oh, that just adds a nice little touch of elegance. And then our last step is just to tie this closed. So this card has a lot of wow factor, but I think you could recreate this for any special occasion. I think you could even add this fun element inside of mini albums, your other paper crafting projects. So be sure to share your cards with us using the Club G45 hashtag. We always love to see what you're creating. And go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you would like more tutorials like this one. And as always, happy paper crafting.